Hello, and welcome to this GovHack digital conference session, utilizing generative AI in your GovHack projects. Before getting started, I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians from this land which I am streaming today, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. My name is Matthew Watt, and I encourage you to join in the conversation in the chat, ask questions, make comments, and start discussions. We are at the cusp of a new era where technology is not just a tool, but a collaborative partner in problem solving. Generative AI, or GenAI, Generative Artificial Intelligence, it's an extraordinary field within AI centered around creation. But what does creation mean in this context? Imagine an author who can write endless novels, or a journalist who can craft articles day and night. Now, picture that author or journalist as a machine, a sophisticated algorithm capable of generating text. This type of Gen AI, specifically in the form of large language models, can create writings, speeches, and even emulate human-like conversation. From drafting legal documents to creating personalized learning materials, its applications are incredibly diverse. For our IT professionals and data scientists here, you might find this technology fascinating and full of potential. But what does that mean for everyone else? Simply put, large language models open avenues of innovation, efficiency that were previously unattainable. It's like having a tireless team of writers and thinkers working on solutions, constrained only by the data and imagination we can supply them. A quick note not to panic, this is as deep on the technical side as I'm going to get. I'm not an expert on these systems, and focus of this talk will be about considerations when using GenAI in your GovHack projects. I will, however, have a couple of short demonstrations. Now, let's connect this groundbreaking technology with something that brings many of us here today, GovHack. GovHack is an annual event celebrated in Australia and New Zealand. It represents a meeting of minds, a confluence of government, industry, academia, and the general public. It's a hackathon, a creative marathon, where teams come together to solve challenges posed by government, data, and public issues. The objective of GovHack is not just about finding quick fixes. It's about fostering innovation, collaboration, and transparency. It's about using data and technology, like generative AI, to make real changes in society. For the tech savvy, it's a platform to showcase their skills and contribute to the public good. For our government employees, it's a way to harness creativity outside the traditional bureaucracy. And for everyone else, it's a chance to engage with our community, to make our country smarter, more responsive, and more inclusive. In combining generative AI in the spirit of GovHack, we're looking at a future where technology serves the people, where creativity meets data, and where problems of today find solutions of tomorrow. So, as we explore further into the realms of generative AI in your GovHack projects, I invite you to keep an open mind and an eager heart. The journey ahead is filled with possibilities, and we're only scratching the surface. This is where ideas take shape and imagination transforms into reality. I'm going to start with a simple yes. Yes, generative AI and other AI technologies can be used in your GovHack projects. Please, 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 please act in the spirit and check the rules. If unsure, ask someone at GovHack for guidance. More generally speaking, and to quote a couple of the competition rules, don't do bad things. Please participate in and engage the competition in that spirit and in good faith. We reserve the right to reject submissions that do not comply with the letter and the spirit of these rules. As seen on the previous snippet from the rules, GovHack still references the alignment to the benefits of Government 2.0. On the screen now is a short extract from the Government 2.0 workforce back in 2009 when GovHack started. Government 2.0 fosters increased engagement and collaboration by utilising technology, allowing public agencies to become more informed, responsive, and citizen-centric. By liberating public sector information, it unlocks creativity possibilities and invites innovation from citizens, businesses, and community organisations, enhancing public value and service delivery. The spirit of GovHack is about fostering innovation, collaboration, openness by utilising government data to create value on valuable community projects, all within the framework of a friendly and inclusive competition. I thought it would be a good idea to go through some do's and don'ts to ensure that you're compliant with the GovHack rules. And a quick disclaimer that nothing I say here replaces the rules or the judge's final decisions. This is general guidance to help address some of those questions. Before incorporating generative AI in your GovHack projects, consider. On the do side, we have do use official datasets. Do open source your code. Attribute third-party tools and APIs. Clearly document anything done prior to the weekend. Best efforts on attributions for black box models. We might come back to that one, particularly if there's some discussions around some of these large language models that won't give you attributions, which what they call is a black box because they don't tell us what's inside, how it's trained on that data, and how it operates. We adhere to all licensing and reuse terms, ensure value and relevance. I'll redo that one. We ensure social value and relevance to the challenge. And then on the don't side, we start with don't do bad things. It was in the rules. Do not do bad things. Do not use closed government datasets. Do not use paid private datasets. Do not include libellous content. Do not include deceptive content. Do not include commercial endorsements or promotions. Do not work the projects prior to the weekend. And again, just to ensure it's sticking, do not do bad things. And if you've got any questions or comments, do drop them in the chat. I will answer as many as possible, or we can take them offline. I'll show you how we can do that after as well. But to recap another point I said, if you're unsure, do ask someone at GovHack. I'm going to switch to a short demo now. So on the screen, I've pulled up the hackerspace from last year. This isn't a challenge from this year, so don't get too excited. What I've got is one of our international challenges that everyone was eligible to enter in from 2022 on the hackerspace. This one was about managing repurposing COVID-19 waste. And it's a long description here explaining what the challenge was. So I'm just going to demonstrate how someone might think about using ChatGPT, which is an OpenAI's tool for summarization, and they've got it in a chatbot style through the chat.openai.com. So first what I did was I asked it to summarize the challenge, and I just summarized the following GovHack challenge and pasted the content directly from that site. The first response was this summarization where it told me about that challenge and just summarized it. That's helpful. The next thing I did, a bit sneaky here, I asked it to write a challenge entry for me following the template. So I asked for a title, a team name, project description, a data story, asked for 5 data sets, including the URLs, and then a justification why it meets the eligibility for the challenge. So this is something that people are probably thinking about doing, and you're probably wondering, what we're going to do to address this. Let's have a look at the submission that's created. The title and the team name, that's great. Rethink Waste and Eco Innovators. The project description, if you actually read through this, there isn't a lot of substance to it. It is essentially just paraphrase that challenge back to us. I'm not actually sure what this project does. Sounds great, like it's good to solve the challenge, but it doesn't actually tell me what it's doing. So I haven't put anything extra in when I did this prompt. I haven't asked it, I haven't put my ideas, I haven't thought how I could solve this. So all it is effectively doing is repeating back to me the challenge question. This is one of the signs of the GPT, and this is what the judges and people reviewing the projects are going to be able to see, that there's no significant substance. And if you don't have your application, you don't have something to back this up, this probably isn't the best start. Some other things as we look through, we're going to see things like American spelling, because I hadn't told to Australian English. So there's going to be a lot of these signs. If people don't put any effort in and just copy and paste and try generate a project entry this way. The next thing that I had it would generate was the data sets. And if we actually have a look and click at some of these data set links that I've asked for, the first one didn't go directly to a data set. It was actually redirected to some search results for the National Waste Report 2021. Now it looks like that report, there's some similar names, 2020 and 2022, so it looks like it might be a report, but didn't actually link directly to the data set like we had requested. And if I click on some of the other ones, click on the second one, and I wait for that to load, it's gone to data.gov.au and it's given me an error saying that data set doesn't exist. And for the other 4 entries, the same thing happens. It's not even linking it directly. So it's a pretty poor entry that it's not actually linking directly to the challenge and to the data set. So if someone had submitted this without checking, it would be pretty obvious. The next thing I got it to do was write up a video script. This is probably in the gray area, where if you've got a genuine idea and you need some help structuring your video, there's probably some right things doing here. But I've done this with no additional prompts, using this project submission that they had that the GPT had generated, and this is the script that's generated here. Again, no significant substance to it. It wasn't until I put the prompts in here, like designing 5 wireframes for a design for a mobile application, that is the project submission, and actually shifts it from the original project. So this doesn't actually match that submission, the initial description. I'd probably have to get to rewrite the description now that I've actually created the mobile app and describes the wireframes. So someone could quickly go in there and mock that up based on these ones here. But again, it's just a quick video, some mock-ups, some wireframes. It's going to be able to see that there's not a lot of substance. There's not actually a working application here. And they haven't actually used those data sets and integrate it, because we won't be able to actually see those real linkage to those data sets. And similar, you could do the same thing for generating a homepage. Okay, I've shown you how we don't want you to use it. I do want some questions. I do want some discussions about this. I did just want to show the power of GPT and how it could create and generate a project submission, and it could do this. You're probably thinking, and I do encourage you to think about how you might use this to assist you, perhaps doing some editing, some recommendations for your text. But what I got here is a different project. We're going to switch gears and show you one of these examples of how you might use it, that a GPT, a chat style one like the OpenAI's, to help you with your project submission. So I've chosen a couple here around flood. So I've got a couple, one from the National Freight Data Hub, another one from City of Hobart, and I've got an idea around this flood. So what I've done in this other conversation, if I open it up, is I've asked for help to present my problem statement. I have an idea for an IoT sensors in stormwater drains on the side of the road. The sensors would create a new data set, which will be used with historical flood information and an annual monthly rainfall, weather predictions and traffic open data sets. The end result would mean smart connected cars can automatically navigate to avoid predicted flash floods events before the event even happens. And so what it's done is actually giving me a good problem statement here explaining what that problem is. So I had a solution and it's helped me write my problem statement. This is the kind of use that participants could really help with their projects. You do need to attribute it. You do need to say where you've been using this information and mention the tools that you're using. And this is where I'm going to say that you want to use the best efforts. We don't know the sources, and if I ask the GPT and I say, where did you get this information? Can you provide me any references? And said no. With GPT-4 and with other systems, you might be able to generate and show some quotes from other tools. But I like this answer because this is telling you to go do some research and look at some papers and find it and explore and find it yourself. That's what I would be recommending here, is to ensure that you're checking and validating. Make sure that it hasn't got anything wrong there. It's learned off the internet. There's a lot of mistakes out there. And it does say down the bottom here, this is a free research preview, may produce inaccurate information about people, places, and other facts. Do keep remembering that. You can use it for assistance, but I wouldn't copy and paste this. I would use this for helping with the structure, helping me to write up and understand myself what my problem statement is, not just what my solution is. I could go on with some deeper demonstrations, but I didn't want to get too technical with it, and I just wanted to show a quick preview of how some people might commonly be using the GPT tools in their project submissions. We'll come back and mention some other points shortly. And again, I encourage the discussion. If you've got any questions about it, do discuss here. Otherwise, we'll show at the end of the presentation about where we can have some of those offline conversations. The topic we now delve into is not merely an academic exercise or technological fascination. It's about the real-world application of GenAI within the vast landscape of government projects. This is where creativity meets practicality, innovation marries governance, and where we as a community shape the future. By automating complex processes, GenAI can save time and resources, allowing government to operate with unprecedented speed and accuracy. Generative models can tailor services to individual needs, making government services more personalized, responsive to the unique characteristics of our diverse community. GenAI can foster trends and scenarios, enabling proactive policy training and timely interventions. This technology fosters a new level of collaboration between government bodies, academic institutions, private sectors, and the public, creating a rich ecosystem for innovation. When applied responsibly, GenAI can increase transparency in decision-making, building trust and understanding between government and its citizens. What we are talking about here is not just another technological trend. It's a paradigm shift, a new way of thinking and doing that places us, the people, at the core of technological innovation. Generative AI offers a new frontier in public services, one that is rich with possibilities, ripe for exploration, resonates with values that make our societal vibrant, inclusive, and progressive. I invite you to envision a future where government is not just a regulator, but an innovator, and where technology serves not the few, but many. As we venture into the possibilities of generative AI in the GovHack projects, we must also pause and ponder the ethical compass that should guide us. This is where technology meets humanity, where algorithms must align with our shared values, and where innovation must be tempered with responsibility. The power of GenAI comes with the ability to analyze and learn from vast amounts of data. While the ability to hold great promise, it also raises significant concerns about privacy. The use of personal or sensitive data in training generative models can lead to unintentional exposure or misuse. Ensuring that data is stripped of personal identifiable information is a critical step, but not always foolproof. Individuals should have control over their data and how it is used, and clear consent mechanisms must be in place. Whether we are government employees striving for better service, data scientists exploring new algorithms, or hackathon participants innovating solutions, the privacy of the individuals behind the data must be our foremost concern. The lure of GenAI's capabilities might lead to an over-reliance on automated decision-making. This brings us to some questions like, are the models free from bias that might discriminate against certain groups or individuals? How do we ensure that decision-making made by AI are supervised and validated by human judgment? What are the broader implications of automating certain decisions, and how do they affect our societal fabric? We must build GenAI solutions that reflect our commitment to fairness, compassion, and the human touch. It's not merely a question of what can we do with GenAI, but what should we do? The complex nature of GenAI can sometimes make it a black box, as we mentioned earlier, where decisions are made without clear understanding or visibility. We must strive for ensuring that the GenAI models are accessible and understandable by non-experts. implementing mechanisms that allow the review and assessment of GenAI's decisions and actions, and even know who is accountable for the decisions made by GenAI, especially if things go wrong. Transparency builds trust, and accountability ensures that trust is well placed. In our journey with GenAI, we must be committed to these principles as we are the technological innovation itself. The ethical considerations of GenAI are not mere afterthoughts. They're fundamental to how we approach this exciting frontier. They remind us that at the core of this technology, all of these algorithms, all of this innovation lies our shared humanity. Generative AI in your GovHack projects is more than a technological challenge. It's a call to thoughtful innovation, responsible creation, and commitment to the values that bind us as a community. In this era of data abundance, the key is no longer just collecting information, but interpreting it effectively. Generative AI serves as a powerful tool for data analysis and visualization, revolutionizing how we derive insights and represent them creatively. By converting raw data into actionable intelligence, GenAI supports better informed decisions. This is not merely number crunching, it's also about understanding the story behind the data. GenAI as a data analysis visualization is not just a technological advancement, it's a new language. It helps us speak data in a way that resonates, informs, inspires, and connects. GenAI opens doors to explore information like never before. It's an invitation to see data not just as numbers on a screen, but as a vibrant landscape of knowledge, understanding, and innovating. A pivotal and innovative application of GenAI lies in the ability to create simulations for policy testing. This technology holds promise for reshaping the way we approach policy development and assessment in government sector. The use of GenAI in creating simulations for policy testings could be a game changer. It brings science and creativity and pragmatism to the forefront of policy development, more than just a technological novelty. It represents a shift of how we think, plan, and act in the public sector. It's a vision of governance that is proactive, inclusive, anchored on empirical evidence. But do remember and do question, generative AI is only as good as the data used to create the models. It generates content like the existing content. It will not create radical new policy unless it's tuned or prompted to create radical new policy. By embracing GenAI-driven simulations, we're not merely improving efficiency, we're transforming the fabric of democratic governments, making it more responsive, transparent, and aligned to the needs and aspirations of the people. In our journey into the future, we must also ensure that technology serves not just a privileged few, but the entire community. The promise of GenAI extends beyond innovation and efficiency. It reaches a new heart of what makes our society inclusive and vibrant. Let's explore how GenAI is paving the way of a more accessible and inclusive future. Accessibility and inclusivity through GenAI are not just buzzwords, they're vital pathways of a society where technology amplifies voices rather than silences them. It's about recognizing that each individual's needs, experiences, and aspirations are unique, and leveraging technology that honor that uniqueness. By embracing GenAI, we're not just building smarter systems, we're building a more compassionate and inclusive society. We're weaving a tapestry where technology, humanity, and democracy intertwine, creating a future where progress means leaving no one behind. We've embarked on an enlightening journey today, traversing the multifaceted world of generative AI, or GenAI, its applications within government hackathon projects. As we conclude, I'd like to recap on some of the key points that we've discussed and share a thoughtful call for action that beckons each one of us. GenAI is not just a concept, but a vibrant field of innovation that's reshaping the sector, like urban planning, healthcare, education, and legal compliance. Its applications are far-reaching and its potential colossal. We've recognized that the power of collaborative development and how engaging with stakeholders can spur innovation. The journey isn't without hurdles, technical challenges, ethical considerations, and societal implications. These must be meticulously addressed. The future is bright in cutting-edge models and research, promising to revolutionize various government functions with a focus on transparency, efficiency, and inclusiveness. Let's not be mere spectators. GenAI offers a toolkit filled with potential. It's an opportunity to solve complex problems, enhance services, and make meaningful impacts on people's lives. Innovation doesn't mean we can throw caution to the wind. It demands responsible thinking, ethical considerations, and awareness of political impacts on society, or potential impacts. Let's ensure that our innovation aligns with our values. Reach out to stakeholders, be that citizens, academia, or the private sector. Collaboration fosters fresh perspectives and shared wisdom. Remember, Gen AI is an evolving field. Let's commit to lifelong learning, adapt to the new trends, and strive for continuous improvement in our projects. An invitation to you all to join the GovHack initiatives. Bring your skills, your creativity, your ethics, and your passion. Let's work together in shaping the future. Gen AI is not just a distant dream, but a present reality, offering us a chance to pioneer, innovate, and responsible stewards. Let's harness Gen AI's power for thoughtfully, creatively, and ethically. GovHack uses Slack as a primary communication and collaboration tool. I've set up a channel, Talk AI, on the GovHack Slack channel. Information's on the screen. Should you have any follow-up questions, if you want to discuss more in detail, or have use cases we didn't cover today, or perhaps even during the competition weekend you have a brilliant idea and you're unsure if it complies with the rules, please do reach out on the Talk AI channel. I'm going to ask if there's any questions. I can see we've got some comments around GPT-4. So OpenAI have released GPT-4. It is a paid service. I was showing the free one before. For a subscription, you can get access to their latest version. There's a lot of other tools other suppliers have out there. With GPT-4, there's making reference in the comment that yes, they are capable of linking some of those data sets, referencing, etc., a lot better than that demonstration that I had earlier. But I thought it was a good example in that GPT 3.51 where it made some mistakes. I could have spent a while on GPT-4, but I'm sure I would have found some mistakes as well I could have demonstrated. So if anyone does have any questions, now's the time. Drop a question in the chat. Otherwise, we can take it across to the Slack channel, ask the questions now, lead up to the event, or on the competition weekend itself, and we hope you can assist. If you've got a project and you're looking to use GenAI, do have a chat to us. There'll be questions, I imagine, about pre-training models. What if you have something that you've been working on for months, etc.? Do reach out to us, do have a chat to us. Generally speaking, with GovHack, we don't accept any kind of pre-work, but as I mentioned in the do's and don'ts, if you've got something, you want to discuss it with us, please do have a chat. And what you would be presenting and being very clear in your description when you present it, both in the video and the written text, is the work that you did over the weekend. What is it that you're contributing over the weekend? What are you showing for the weekend? But otherwise, complying with all the rules, checking with GovHack if you're unsure. Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching and joining the discussion. I do want to highlight some of the upcoming live streams. We've got another one starting in just a moment. You will have to switch feeds to the other YouTube stream. Preserving and connecting with heritage from Heritage New South Wales will start in just a moment. We have a digital connections event for anyone that wasn't able to make it to the in-person connections events that have been running over the last couple of weeks. We'll have one where you can find out at the GovHack competition information. What is GovHack, how to compete, and what will be happening over the weekend. And then on Friday, we'll have another digital conference session, getting to know the National Freight Data Hub. There will be additional sessions next week as well, so do go to the GovHack Hackerspace to find out more information about them. Thank you and good night.